friends, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lindsay and I will be your yoga instructor for this relatively short practice. So I've had some requests actually to do more power flows and to do more arm balancing flows. So I thought, why not take you through one of those? This will be kind of based on my own practice, which, tends to be Vinyasa style. And by that, I mean a true balance between strength and flexibility, because one of the things for arm balance is that a lot of it is actually flexibility, which people find surprising, as well as a manipulation of gravity, like where are you shifting your weight? Of course, you do need arm strength. A rule of thumb before you get started, if you can do 5 chaturanga push-ups on your toes, you should be able to do most of these arm balances, at least in terms of your arm strength, but you might need to lubricate the hips and get more flexible in the hip joints, in the hip ball and socket, as well as in the legs. With all that being said, I'm gonna zip it, grab some equipment if you need it, like always, and let's come into a child's pose. That's actually usually where I like to start my own personal practice. So let's take the knees together, or let's take the toes together and the knees as wide as the mat, really as wide as they can go if that feels okay. And let's walk the hands forward, resting the forehead down onto the ground. Just allowing the hips to naturally open. It's okay if the hips stay lifted away from the heels. Taking this time to find some presence on your mat. Taking this time to temporarily quiet some of our distracting voices that we know are always there, honoring this time for you on your mat. Setting an intention for your practice is always a good idea at the beginning as well. So whatever is calling to you, honor that today. For me, my intention is to just be clear and an effective yoga teacher as we go through this more complicated power flow. Let's breathe in, come up into your tabletop position. Let's draw some circles here. So just circling the shoulders over top of the wrists. So we're lubricating those wrists a few times in one direction and then the other direction. So we spend a lot of time on our wrists in yoga, so it's important to lubricate these out. You can always just rock forward and back here. Let's bring the fingers to face in towards each other, coming onto the back of the hands with the palms facing up towards the sky. Let's add a bend into the elbows here and make a fist as much as you can, trying to really grasp the index finger within the thumb so the thumb comes on top. And then gradually let's start to straighten out the arms and notice just how tight you are into your wrists here. So I can't fully straighten out my arms, and most of us really can't. Notice if you're shifting a lot of weight back into your heels. This might be necessary, but try to keep some weight forward into the wrists as well. Inhaling, exhaling here. And then let's flip the grip one more time, or flip the palms. So the palms are now facing down, fingertips towards the knees, creases of the wrists towards the front, and let's rock forward and back. Again, try not to lock out the joints here, but you are working in the direction of straight. Feeling this into the wrists and into the forearms. Nice. Let's come into our traditional position of our tabletop position, 3 cat and cows, just to warm up the spine. Breathing in, drop the belly, lift the gaze, open up through the heart. Exhale, round the spine, push the ground away. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, really stretching through the back, through the tummy, and then push the ground away, round the spine, draw the tummy in. One more time like this. Breathing in, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, push the ground away like a Halloween cat, rounding through the spine. Breathing in, coming back into your tabletop position, and let's extend the arms long, puppy pose, heart melting pose. You can stay here in a more restorative version, drawing the tummy in and bringing the forehead to the ground, or you can come up onto the fingertips, really push the fingers into the hand, really pushing the fingertips into the ground and pushing the chest into the ground, maybe even bringing the chin to the ground and looking forward, quite intense here. Nice. Breathing in, let's shift forward into our Sphinx pose, really drawing the the elbows towards the toes, pointing the toes back, finding integrity through the back body, reaching the tailbone to the heels, drawing the tummy in, proud chest. Maybe just taking the right ear to the right shoulder and then the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe even drawing little half circles here with the neck. Nice. And then let's interlace the fingers. Really draw the forearms in towards each other while you start to separate the shoulders, spread them apart, tuck the toes, come up into your forearm plank, draw the tummy in. Make sure to breathe here. One of the things I think that we usually forget, myself included, is that you still need to squeeze and engage through the back body to kind of protect the pelvis. So as much as this is a core dominant exercise, you're working into the shoulders, you're really squeezing the glutes to help you out here for your full body strengthening plank pose. Let's come onto the left forearm. Left hand reaches down to the mat, reach the right arm up. One knee or one foot can always come down here as a modification. Inhaling, exhaling, left forearm and hand down. Reach the right arm up, side plank, second side. Breathing in, breathing out. Forearm plank, this time elbows and fingertips separated, so we're not interlacing the hands. Coming up onto the left hand, up onto the right hand. Hold your plank for 3, 2, draw the tummy in, keep squeezing the glutes, and 1, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Find any movement you need here. So we will have a quick warm up into the legs and into the hips, but know that if you are quite tight, I would encourage you to do a flexibility flow before this class. And let's get right on into it. Breathe in, reach the right leg up towards the sky, open up the hip, bend the knee. Draw the knee up towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing into the left glute for stabilization here. Breathing in. Breathing out, draw that knee in towards the chest, push the ground away, step the foot through. Keep the back knee lifted, try to drop the hips down, hands can always be on blocks. As you exhale, shift back into a wide version of your pyramid pose. Inhale to shift forward, exhale to shift the weight back. Picking up the heels, you shift forward into your lunge. As you shift the weight back, 45-degree angle with the back foot. So hips are staying square towards the front of the room, front of your space, working into the hip flexors, into the back of the legs. On your next one, hold your pyramid, hold it back, really drawing the back heel down towards the ground. Now start to bend into the front knee. The feet can be hip distance apart if you can't find your balance, or heel to heel. Breathe in, reach your arms up, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Squeezing into the back glute to open up the hip flexor here. Breathing in, maybe lengthen, maybe look up towards the sky, maybe the palms come together. Exhale, let's reach the arms behind the back, Kali Mudra. Everything interlaces except for the thumb and the index finger. Let's bring the right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Keep drawing the right hip back into the hip socket. Both hands come down to the inside of the front foot. Pick up the back heel as you heel to the front foot out. Lizard pose. Think about abducting the knee and the inner thigh on the right side into the shoulder, so squeezing them in. Let's start to shift forward and back here. And let's take a big step with the back foot, bring it to the top of the mat, heels and toes out, wide stance, yoga squat, malasana, using the elbows to press the knees open, squeezing the seat here to allow this to happen as well. So if I just hang out, you'll notice that my knees kind of cave in, but we're really looking for an active variation here. Again, focusing on opening up the hips for our arm balances. One more breath in here. As you exhale, start to straighten out the legs forward, fold heel toe the feet into a parallel position, parallel to the longer edges of the mat. Let's breathe into your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. Option for a vinyasa, passing through your chaturanga. As you inhale, maybe lifting the kneecaps and the quads this time for your upward facing dog. Squeeze the seat, open up the heart. Exhale, shift the weight up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take one big breath here. Breathing in through the nose, big sigh out through the mouth, let it go. Second side, breathing in, reach the left leg up towards the sky, draw the heel in towards the seat, open up the hip, bend the knee. Notice if you're opening up the left shoulder, try to keep the shoulders in one alignment, straight forward towards the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, into your plank pose, and then step the foot through. Keeping the back leg lifted into your lunge, inhale here. Exhale to send the hips back, plant the back heel down, 45-degree angle. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to shift back. Working from our crescent lunge almost, low lunge with the back knee lifted, into a wide pyramid pose. Few more times like that. Know that the hands can always be to blocks. One more time, and let's hold the weight back into this extended wide pyramid pose. Start to bend the front knee. You can widen up the stance for more balance and stability. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Squeeze into the right seat to open up the hips towards the right corner of the mat. Can you sink into that front knee a little lower? Breathing in, maybe reach the hands together, palms together, hands look, or head, gaze comes up towards the hands. Breathing in, if you haven't already, exhale, take the hands behind the back, Kali Mudra, everything interlaces except for the thumb and the index. As we take a forward fold, bringing the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee, maybe reaching the hands, the fists, towards the front of the mat a little bit more, just really wrenching at the shoulders here, stretching them out. So we really need some shoulder mobility, flexibility, and strength, of course, as we come into our arm balances. Keep drawing the left hip back, squeezing into the back seat for stability here. Breath. One final breath in here. Breath out. Both hands come down to the inside of the front foot. Heel to the front foot out for a wider stance if it's not already, and then pick up the back heel for your lizard lunge. Really press the shoulder into the knee and the left knee into the shoulder, abduct through the inner thighs. And then start to rock forward and back here. And when you're ready, add a big bend to the back knee and a big step forward, heels and toes out, Malasana Yogi Squat. Keep squeezing the seat to open up the knees and use the help of the elbows here. Proud through the chest, send the tailbone down. Let's add little lifts of the hips, coming up and down, halfway lift and lower. 5 more like that for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1, coming down. Let's open up the left hand down, right arm sweeps up, maybe going for that bind, hands interlacing behind the back. Again, just encouraging the shoulders to open up, prepping for our arm balances. Bringing the hands to heart center before we come to the second side. Right arm down, left arm reaches up, maybe going for that bind on the second side. Really open up the chest. Keep pressing both knees wide. Inhaling back to our yogi squat. Let's find our way to a seat Navasana boat pose, just prepping our core a little bit more. So the feet can always be on the ground here as well. Hands can be behind the legs if you're not ready to level up. Let's go from low boat to high boat for 5. Breathe in to lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crossing at the ankles, stepping back into your plank pose. Breathing in, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Now this is just an option here. Jumping back into your chaturanga, pushing up into your plank. Shift the weight up and back, downward facing dog. Let's get more into our power flow before we come into our arm balances. Let's breathe in, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing the knee to the right elbow, down to the wrist, back up, down to the wrist, back up for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee to center before you bring the foot through the hands. Plant the back foot down, front heel back arch alignment. Windmill the arms up, warrior 2. Gaze stays to the front fingertips. Press that knee wide. So right knee to the right corner of the mat. Just working a little bit more into the flexibility of the hips. Let's breathe in to reach forward. Bring the back arm slightly down. Right arm sweeps up, reversing your warrior. Remember to keep the back hand light. Breathing in to come back up. Exhale into your side angle pose. Koudinyasana. Front forearm to the front knee. Left arm sweeps up, bicep to ear. Let's bring the left hand down. Right arm sweeps up as you pick up the back heel. Easy twist. Transitioning into our Vinyasa, our side plank. Left hand down. Right arm up. Right hand comes down, holding your plank here. And this is just an option. You can come down to the knees or come to a downward facing dog. Let's do 4 chaturanga push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Breathe in, reach the left leg up towards the sky. Draw the left knee towards the left shoulder, down towards the wrist, back up, wrist. Let's do that for 3, 2, and 1. Before you draw the knee into the chest, step the foot through, back foot plants down, warrior 2, front heel back arch alignment. Gaze stays over the front fingertips. Press the knee wide by squeezing the left glute. Sink down a little lower. Try to lift the inner back thigh, the right thigh up. Flip the front palm, reach forward before you come into your reverse warrior. Keep the back arm light. Left bicep to left ear. Keep sinking down low into the front knee. Inhale. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Left forearm down, right arm reaches up. Gaze can be up as well if this feels okay for the neck. Keep drawing that top shoulder down, right shoulder down away from the ear. Look down towards the ground. Bringing the right hand down, reaching the left arm up. Easy twist before you transition into your Vinyasa. Bump the hips up. Press the feet and the hand into the ground. Hold, hold, hold. Then bring both hands down. Option again, 4 chaturanga push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Upward facing dog. Breathe in, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Let's hold it here. Holding it here for 3 breaths. Know that child's pose is always an option. Final breath. Let's do some waves between plank and our downward dog, lifting the heels 1 vertebrae at a time, coming forward, and then bending the knees to push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathing in to come forward, breathing out to push the hips back. 3 more times like this. For 2. Last one. Reach the right leg up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, draw the knee towards the right elbow. Breathe in to reach the leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. 1 more time. Breathing in, reach the leg up. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the elbow. Hold it here. step the foot to the outside of the hand. Same thing with the left foot, Malasana Yogi Squat. Now we can hold it here, or we'll come into our first arm balance, heels and toes out. Take the hands towards the ground, about shoulder distance apart. Let's heel toe the feet in so the heels come to touch. Take the knees towards the back of the triceps here. Shift some weight into the fingertips. So we won't come into the full crow until the second side, but let's just lift the right leg off the ground, right foot off the ground. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down, then left foot lifts up. Hold, really squeezing the glute, drawing the heel in towards the seat. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back down into your Malasana Yoga Squat. Holding it here. Notice how much weight actually you have to transfer into the fingertips. Let's come back into a seat. Lift the feet, Navasana boat pose. Low boat to high boat 5 times. Breathing into lower. Exhale, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Crossing opposite ankle this time. Taking the feet back. Breathing in chaturanga. Exhale as you come down, pardon me. Breathe in upward dog. Option for downward dog right away, or passing through chaturanga again, pushing up into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Second side, let's breathe in, reach the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee towards the elbow. Breathe in, reach the leg back up. Exhale, shift forward. One more time. Breathing in to reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Then place the foot to the outside of the hand. Same thing with the right, big step forward, heels and toes out. You can hold it here into your Malasana Yogi Squat. Hands to heart center. You can come into what we did on the first side, heel toeing the feet in, heels in, toes out, bringing the knees up to the highest part of the triceps, maybe even just practicing rocking the weight forward and back, maybe picking up one foot at a time. Make sure the gaze is slightly in front of you, not right down. Where you look is kind of where you'll land. And over time, you should be able to pick the toes up, draw the heels to the seat, maybe even straighten out the arms a little bit more, spreading the shoulders behind the back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to come into your Malasana, step back into your plank, or to shoot the legs back. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now everyone, let's come down into a child's pose here. Drawing the knees together, or hips distance if you want a little wider stance. And drawing the heels, drawing the hips towards the heels. 3 breaths here. Let's breathe in. Coming up through tabletop position, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's breathe in, reach the right leg up towards the sky, open up the hip, bend the knee. Let's draw little circles here with that knee, a few times one direction, and then switch the direction of those circles. Extend the leg, straighten off the hip. Then let's draw the knee in towards the chest, step the foot to the outside of the right hand again this time. So we'll take the right hand underneath the leg, right arm underneath the leg, and left arm comes around the back, interlacing here. Keep drawing the right hip back, the left hip slightly forward. So holding it here, this is a quite intense spine already. You should feel the hips start to open up. Or you can start to really hook the thigh as high up as you can onto the tricep, onto the back of the arm. So you have a few options here. You can work on just hovering, lifting the foot off the ground. You can work on lifting the leg up off the ground and shift forward into your chaturanga. Or if you want to try our koudinyasana, lift the leg off the ground, chaturanga arms, shift forward, shift the weight forward, and come forward, lifting the back leg. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Pushing back up. Whew. Downward facing dog. Take a child's pose, take a break. Option to pause the video before you come to the second side. Breathing in tabletop position, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Let's reach the left leg up towards the sky, open up the hip, bend the knee, and then draw those circles. A few times one way, lubricating that hip joint, and a few times the other way. Re-extend the leg up towards the sky, draw the knee towards the elbows, step the foot to the outside of the hand. First step is to bring the left arm underneath the left leg, reach the right arm to interlace behind the back. Now you can hold it here, keep drawing the left hip back, right hip slightly forward. Or you can bring the hands to the inside of the leg. Really get that the left leg as high up as you can on the tricep, even up towards the shoulder. Maybe just practice lifting and lowering that foot off the ground. Or you can practice coming down into your chaturanga, lifting just the leg. Or, as I try to get that leg a little bit higher, you can do that as you lift the back leg at the same time. Hold for 3, hold for 2, take the weight into the fingertips, and 1, shift the weight back. Whew. Downward facing dog. Option for your child's pose, Vinyasa one more time. Maybe just lubricating into the wrists, into the hands as they start to tighten up again. Trying these little swimmers, shaking them out. We'll do one more flow before we start to close off. All right, downward facing dog. This one will be more of a sequence. So let's breathe in, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drop the knee in towards the chest, step the foot through the hands, back foot plants down, warrior 2, we've been here before. Keep pressing the back knee open, take the gaze over the front foot. Breathe in to reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. You can hold it here, or you can bring the hand down in front of you to a block. Transitioning into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon pose. And then starting to neutralize off the hips, lifting the hand off the ground. Bring the torso up in line with the ground, leg in line with the ground. Maybe reach the arms back, warrior 3. And then pick the back foot up, knee coming up towards the height of the left hip. Taking the left foot to the outside of the right knee, sink the weight back into the hips. Hands come through heart center, standing pigeon pose, really sinking your way down here. Hands can always come down to the ground, so this is your second step. Your first one is to keep standing in your standing pigeon pose. Or you can come into your flying pigeon. So hands are shoulder distance apart. Same idea as with our other arm balances. You want to think about switching your weight quite generously into the fingertips and keep the gaze slightly forward rather than straight down. If you look straight down, you'll probably fall. So think about reaching the nose forward past the fingertips. You want to hook the left foot onto the right tricep and then bring the left knee to the top of the left elbow. Transitioning again, the weight slightly forward until you can pick up the back knee, maybe holding it here, or transitioning the leg straight. Again, really transitioning the weight forward into the fingertips. Hold, 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 and eventually coming back up, taking your forward fold version, finding your balance to stand into your standing pigeon, then reaching the knee up towards hip height, flex the foot, send the leg back, warrior 3, step back and to your warrior 2. We'll take one more reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down, passing through our chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option for a child's pose here. Option to pause the video and hold that child's pose. Let's take one more clearing breath. We have one more side to do before we close off our practice. You got this. Okay, let's breathe in. Reach the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, step the foot through. Warrior two, front heel to back arch alignment. Arms come up, parallel towards the ground, gaze towards the front fingertips. Sink down a little bit lower. We've been here before, but really focus on opening up that hip. Let's breathe in, flip the palm, reverse your warrior, back hand stays light. Hold it here for just one breath in, one breath out. As you inhale, let's bring that front forearm down, right arm sweeps down and up. Konasana, side angle pose. Keep opening up the shoulder. Rather than kind of dumping that top shoulder down, you want to think about an open, proud chest space here. Keep sinking the weight down into the knee. And if you need a block or a book or something in front of you, this is your time to take it. Taking the left hand a few inches in front of the foot. I always like to think about the left thumb in line with the left pinky. Really at most, I'm so guilty of this as I'm lifting up really high. You really want that back leg to be in line with the hip. You don't need it to be too high. And you can always extend that top right arm up towards the sky. You can switch your balance as well. Bring your gaze up towards the sky. And I promise you, it will be quite intense. All right, once you find your balance here, let's start to neutralize off the hips. So dropping the right hip down in line with the left, and then picking up the left hand so that the arms come parallel to the ground, maybe reaching them back as you reach that right leg back and torso forward. So you are one long line in parallel with the ground. Then switching that back leg up, drawing the knee up towards hip height. And it's okay, as you just saw, I had to take my foot down because I could not find my balance. I'm on a little bit of a hill, no worries there. And then let's cross the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Sink the weight back into the hips, standing pigeon pose, flex the foot, really think about opening up the knee. So this is a great stretch. It's already a great balancing pose. So you can stay right here. Or you can take the hands down. They can be on blocks, they can be on the ground. And again, you can just hold it here, try to level off the feet. If you're thinking about doing this on the second side, same idea here. You want the hands to be about shoulder distance apart. You want to shift the weight forward into the hands and hook the right foot to the outside of the left tricep. That knee will come down and balance on the right tricep as well, so above the elbow. So once you feel confident there, again, take the gaze slightly forward, take some weight into the fingertips, pick up the back foot. And then over time, you can extend that leg. It's okay if you're wobbly. Hold as long as you can. It's so intense. Make sure to breathe. Holding your breath will not help you, I promise. And as gracefully as you can, step the foot down. Forward fold one more time, standing pigeon. Breathing in to come up. Exhaling, maybe to sink a little deeper. Breathe in, lift the left knee up towards hip height. Exhale, send the leg back. Warrior three. Big step back. Warrior two, readjust your feet if you need to. Sink the weight down into the front knee. Taking your reverse warrior. Exhale, take the hands to frame the front foot, stepping back, final chaturanga as an option. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, final downward facing dog. Find anything that you need here. Start to breathe a little deeper. Maybe take a cleansing breath, sighing out through the mouth. Let go of that internal heat, that internal fire that we've been building up in this practice. Breathing in to bring the knees towards the ground. Cross at the ankles. One final push. Legs can always stay straight or bent here, your choice. Reach the arms forward, draw the tummy in as you come down one vertebrae at a time, all the way into your back. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug. You absolutely deserve it. Let's extend the left leg long. Draw the right knee in towards the chest and let's just rock it side to side. Let's extend the leg up towards the sky. Flex the foot, reach for the back of the leg, whether it's the thigh, the calf, maybe the foot, or if you need to use a strap, that's fine too. then leg can stay straight or bent here as you bring that leg over towards the left side. So again, the knee can be bent. It will just change kind of the stretch of it. So when the leg stays straight, you should be getting an IT band stretch. Wherever you are, you will be feeling this into the spine. So this is our recline, our Supta, Ardha Matsyendrasana, our supine twist. Round the right elbow down and take the gaze there with you. Coming back up into center, extending the right leg this time. Left knee bends in towards the chest. Let's just rock that knee side to side, back and forth. Then we'll extend the leg towards the sky for our hamstring stretch. Hands can be behind the leg, either the thigh, the calf, or the foot. Again, you can always use a strap here to help you out. And then with the leg straight or bent, let's bring the leg to the right side of the mat, coming onto the outer edge of the right foot. Gaze comes to the opposite direction towards the left hand and try to plant that left shoulder down, coming into our Supta, Ardha Matsyendrasana, our reclined, twisted pose, our supine twist. And then breathing in to come back through center. Any final movements that you need here? Any final stretches of the hips, maybe just taking the knees side to side, window shield wiping those legs side to side. And then find your way into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Legs going out long to either corner of the mat. Arms rest alongside the body with the palms facing up. Shutting off the eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. No pressure if you don't. Taking this time to be thankful for really yourselves. You know, it's a big deal to show up to your mat, whether it's consistently or every once in a while. Congratulating yourself on just even finishing the class. Not a big deal if this class was challenging or too hard. Just because something was hard or a yoga practice was hard, it doesn't mean you need to be hard on yourself. Take as much time as you need here in your Shavasana. And if you haven't already, please give this video a like, comment down below what you'd like to see next, subscribe and follow me on Instagram, Lindsay Elizabeth Yoga. I hope I'll see you next time. Namaste, my friends.